Welcome to Mediumship Sparks. I'm Noelle Dean, intuitive medium, licensed therapist, and your host. I am endlessly amazed by how Spirit reaches out to us, supports us, and loves us, sometimes in the most surprising and unexpected ways. If, like me, you're drawn to those sparks of insight that bring you greater peace, healing, flow, and just make everything make more sense, whether you're finding us for the first time or we have already shared this space, I'm so happy you're here. Before we begin today's episode, I want to offer a gentle content note. What you're about to hear is a rebroadcast from one of the most meaningful conversations I've ever had, an honest dialogue with a young man who was diagnosed with schizophrenia as a child and who had also experienced spiritual perception throughout his life. We talk about hearing voices, seeing beings, emotional overwhelm, suicidality, and the fine line people often fear between being crazy or spiritually connected. Please listen with compassion. If you or someone you love is struggling, reach out to a mental health professional or crisis resource in your area. This episode is meant to educate, normalize, and humanize, not diagnose. Let's begin. What would you say schizophrenia is not that people might think it is?
The one I hate, one of the biggest ones I hate is you'll be fine. Just don't worry about it. Don't think about it. You'll be okay. Don't think about it. Oh, you're depressed. Get over it. You'll be okay. Just don't think about it. Stereotypes like that really bother me. It's not a switch in the back of my brain that I can just click on and off.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately, this is me. This is how I am 24/7. Yeah, but I don't mind it. I ended up in a good family, thank God. Great brother, great father, great mother.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by good people. Yeah, and that really does help a lot, whether it's mental illness or not. Just having the right people around you is good for you.
Yeah. No, okay, so I don't know if I'm going to say this very gently,
Oh,
but I'm just being honest.
just shoot. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that I think maybe for all of us, and maybe you included even, when we see people who are living on the streets or arguing with somebody that we can't see and they're disheveled looking and they're really struggling.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them when you see them? Do you think that I look at it like, ooh, that I'm like 2 steps away from being that person. I don't want to say that I do is so much different. They've turned maybe to drugs and alcohol. Maybe they have other mental health issues.
Yeah, and I'm sure the drugs and alcohol may have maybe their symptoms could have driven them to that point.
Oh, I would
didn't seek,
assume.
yeah, they didn't seek help. They didn't,
Look, the idea of support, if you didn't have the family that you had, and maybe
I probably would have been right there with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really felt my own compassion for you. But when you were talking about how you had 3 suicide attempts because you just couldn't take it anymore,
yeah.
I actually felt like from Omar too, of wow, how bad that must have been. Omar, do you want to? I feel like he's just giving me a couple words at a time. So I'm seeing the words compassion, envy.
Yeah.
That makes sense to you.
Yeah, I'm a very compassionate person.
Okay.
Well, although envious, I don't know would be the word, but there have been some things in my life where they haven't exactly gone as I planned.
Yeah.
But which is most life anyways. Life's one big learning lesson anyways.
Yeah.
But there were times where I've been hurt in the past, and like I said, I don't know if envious would be the word, but just kind of I wish I had what I had before I was hurt, or before I lost what I lost. When I first started seeing Omar and hearing things, I just remember one of my earlier thoughts was, why can't I just cover my ears and not hear anything? Yeah. Why can I still hear him when my hands are over my ears? But once you get over it, that's when the compassion really starts taking over, because then it's more, okay, I have this. I know I have it. There are steps I can take to at least improve my quality of life.
Okay.
Maybe not make it perfect. We live in a world where nobody and nothing is perfect.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's how I see it, or that's how at least I would interpret that. So, yeah.
And when you we're hearing like the voices. And I think you might have said that, but I just feel like I lost a little bit of that clarity from before.
Oh, okay.
Do they feel as connected to some, like in the way that Omar feels like this?
Yeah, there
being?
have been times, where there have been times where I'm driving and I thought I heard my brother in the back seat and I'll go to turn and talk to him
Oh, wow.
and there's no one there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there have been times where it sounds like someone's either in the room with me or sitting right next to me or something. Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell that at all, huh?
No.
Except you turn and you see your brother's not in the car with you,
Yeah,
but otherwise
exactly.
it's as real as if your brother's in
Yeah.
the car with you.
Yeah.
Why do you think that happens?
I don't know. Maybe it's something trying to send a message through or something. So
Make
I would,
presence
yeah,
known
so
or
in a voice that I would like
respond
snap to.
positively to
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not but that's at least how I see it. Yeah.
And one thing, I don't know if this is helpful to you at all, but one thing that I am trying to remember to do more is when I'm having like, whether it's in a reading or just on my own, when I'm hearing like a particular song, because you almost always have some kind of song going on. I'll wake up with one.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh, okay. And I'll put that song on, I'll listen to it. And I don't always remember, but I'm trying to remember now to say, oh, wait, why am I hearing this song?
Yeah.
Why is
What's
this
causing
happening?
me to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you do that when you experience things sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. There are occasions, where you'll be like, why am I suddenly having this reaction?
Mhm.
Why am I suddenly feeling this way? Why am I suddenly hearing this, seeing this? I guess it's the same concept as an earworm. You hear a song that you like, a little jingle or something, and it gets stuck in your head for a day or two. It's
But that's
similar.
if you heard it. I'm talking about stuff that like one time I got a song that I know I've never heard before. I
Right.
had to look up and I had to wait for it to come around and hear the lyrics and type it in.
Yep, I've had that.
But I'll also hear songs that I haven't heard in 30 years. So the song that I got today, I assume was related to you. I don't think you'll know the song by the title because it doesn't connect, but it's called Genius of Love. And I'm a terrible singer, but I'm going to sing it a little bit. What are you going to do when you get out of jail? I'm going to kill it. Anyway, I don't know if our audience would be able to hear this, but
Oh, I know that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Genius of Love.
Yeah.
What it's called. That makes no sense to me at all. Okay, so I'm going to pause that. But the lyrics, and this happens so many times when I'm like, wait, why am I hearing this song? And then I go to the lyrics and I'm like, that's what it says?
Yeah.
Okay, you have that too.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in heaven with my boyfriend, my laughing boyfriend. There's no beginning. This is the part that felt like it was related to you. There's no beginning and there is no end. Time isn't present in that dimension. You'll take my arm when we're walking, rolling, and rocking. It is one time I'm glad I'm not a man. Feels like I'm dreaming, but I'm not sleeping.
Well, I do believe in the concept of infinity.
Okay.
One of the concepts is that if the universe and whatnot is infinite, then after a certain point, the universe is going to have to start repeating patterns.
Okay.
So the theory then would be that somewhere in the galaxy far away would be someone, us basically doing what we're doing right now, just in a completely another universe. So
Like a parallel?
pretty much, yeah. I guess that follows along the line of the butterfly effect too. If you could travel back in time, don't mess anything up, don't take anything, because otherwise it could completely alter the future.
Right.
That's how I feel with my brain sometimes, because the brain just, like I said, my brain just keeps going and going, and sometimes I do struggle and stumble over my words a lot sometimes, but yeah, just an infinite possibilities. Just that makes sense. That those lines especially make sense to me. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Here's another question I have for you. I'm sure you're very empathic, that you pick up on energy so much.
Yes.
When you're feeling a lot, how much of that do you think might be you have, maybe try this on, that you may have completely overabsorbed energies from all around you, like your neighbors, your family, like the earth, animals, that kind of thing. And so some of that is maybe flooding you.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. And
it really wouldn't surprise me.
Gotcha. And look, there's me, like I am a trained therapist and I'm a human being, but I'm also, of course, tapped in.
Yeah.
So stuff comes to me, just like Omar's words were coming to me. And that's I'm picking up on that also has as a possibility as having its place in all of this.
I could see that. I really could.
Okay. And is that something that you would maybe look into?
Yeah,
Well, if
if I
that's
could,
happening,
yeah, if I could figure out a way to channel it and make the symptoms less, even if it just helped to make the symptoms less, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
okay.
Because like I said, I maybe people who are struggling with mental illness, maybe their brains are just naturally wired to pick up radio antennas.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share, and you may relate to this. So when I mentioned that I moved here after a really bad chapter in my
Right.
life in New Jersey, and I was so stressed. And one of the things that happened, and it only happened this one night, was that I started hearing like a radio station, talk radio, of course, my luck,
Yeah, of course.
in my head. So I'm hearing this announcer. I don't remember anything that he's saying, but he's talking and talking. There might have been another person talking to him. I don't remember. And then I hear something like, let's see what Noelle thinks. I was like, oh, what the? It's wow.
Yeah.
That's normal. Like in your mind, you're like,
In
oh,
my
yeah,
mind, yeah, that's so normal in my book. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, when I have conversations with myself, that's what it's like. Yeah, it's like actually just sit like you and I sitting right here right now. What we're
Why do
doing.
you say you're having conversations with yourself? It may look like that to some, but you're
Exactly.
not. What would you say if you could have a way to say it that actually was like a more accurate depiction?
I guess you could say working out a thought process
Okay.
with your inner self, possibly.
Yep.
It really would depend on what
Who's talking to you and why?
and what the
Right.
conversation's about. Yeah.
Totally get
But
that.
for the most part, yeah, I would try and at least see what you can work out or see what they want and see if you can work out some sort of, hey, if you give me Monday through Friday when I work, I'll give you the weekends kind of thing.
Oh, gosh.
I wish it was that easy to just turn off and on, but it isn't. But like you said, we are able to see things differently. The world, I think.
We being
Mediums such as you, and then people with any mental illness, really, because I'm sure they tap into some primordial something that allows us to connect with things that normally we shouldn't be able to connect
Yeah.
with. But I do believe that the depths of a person's soul can be different depths depending on life experiences. And one of the jokes I like to throw around to my mom is, yeah, I may be 37 and young, but I've got an old soul. Yeah, I'm 37, but I've got a soul of an 80-year-old. My wisdom and stuff that I throw out to my mom.
Mm.
And yeah, a lot of it I also got when I was really struggling through school and stuff like that. I got lost a lot in my work. That really helped me. Schoolwork and stuff like really focusing on things like a history class, English literature, things that really made you focus seemed to really help level out things and help me push everything else out for a while.
Enough intellectual stimulation to really engage your brain
And help me just not see Omar and not hear and see other things. Yeah.
Right. So what is, I feel like you talked about like the worst part of having these experiences.
Yeah, they can not only are they unsettling, but they can also be really, what's the word? Can really dishevel you, I guess you could say. They really can throw you for a loop because, like I said, when I wasn't focused on schoolwork during high school and stuff like that, if I wasn't engaged in something really like heavy duty, whether it was reading, here you go, I read 7 times War and Peace, front to back.
Now that's crazy, Scott.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
That is a big ass book, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's over 1,000 pages.
Why did you read that book? 7. Was it that engaging?
To me, it was.
Okay.
It engaged me enough that it was worth the read.
That's
over
really
and
cool,
over.
actually, that you found
Yeah.
something that you're like, actually, this is really helping me.
And I have
Oh.
my mom ages ago bought me a complete works of Edgar Allan Poe too, and I have that in my room. It's a book about that thick too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that something that you still engage in
Yeah,
often? Okay.
literature and stuff like that. Oh yeah.
And is it still as effective in helping you?
Yeah, because I know my brain pretty well by now that I know what really helps and what doesn't. Yeah. You learn little tricks and stuff too. So when you
Yeah.
can't do something like read, you learn little like meditations or little breathing techniques, stuff to try and calm yourself and
Okay.
let your muscles and whatnot just release all that tension and
Wow.
everything.
Do you ever ask Omar for help?
Yeah, not really, because since he was there since I was a kid, I was always terrified of him.
Of course.
And growing up, hearing and seeing other things as well, I never really thought to ask for help. I always just left myself struggling
Yeah.
than reaching out to anybody or anything.
As I thought to ask that and you started answering it, suddenly my impression of him is that he's blue like the ocean.
Yeah,
Now, is that another way that he presents?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He'll be like, but it won't be like a tropical blue like you see on like a Jamaican island or anything like that. It's more deep ocean blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, more
Oh, I'm
almost
seeing
like a
kind
navy
okay.
midnight blue.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
more the lighter color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen him almost.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen
Okay.
him midnight black before. Yeah,
But it seems soothing to me in a way.
as younger though, there were times where you see something like that of a different color that looks human, kind of, and your brain's trying to process. You don't know that
Yeah.
you know, that others can't see it, but
It's like a whole universe happening
it
just in
really
your own
is.
head.
It really
Yeah.
is.
That
Yeah.
must be so lonely sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. It definitely makes relationships hard, really hard.
Yeah,
So,
I would get that.
yeah.
Yeah. So question, and I don't know the answer to this. I'm not asking anything as like a test,
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
be clear. So it just occurred to me the idea of what if Omar's just like an attachment or an entity?
Again, that wouldn't surprise me, considering I've seen and heard other things besides him. So he could just be one of the constants, that he
Hmm.
is something there that is meant to be there. I'm not sure entirely, but it would make sense if he was, because he's been there since day one.
And I really feel this sense of he sees himself as like a protector or a guardian of you. And now I'm wondering, like, is he trying to protect you from some of these other things that try to come in? And I'm feeling like that might be part of what he believes is his sense of purpose.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
It would be nice, wouldn't it? I
yeah.
mean, it would be coming from at least the intention coming from a place of love would feel different than
A
this
place of
MFer
medicine.
is just terrorizing me for the last 26 years.
Yeah,
Totally get
getting in
that.
my face and whatnot. Yeah.
I just want to share. So, in preparing for our conversation,
Yes.
I asked Scott for his permission, and it was only because my friend brought it. You're going to talk to his higher self, and I was like, oh,
I
I
should
never
do
thought
that.
of that. I should totally do that. So I did, and I talked to her. Her name is Sabine, and so we talked maybe 2 days ago.
Yep.
It was great. She came through super clear. It was a wonderful mediumship session. Was that the first time you ever had some kind of mediumship reading? So I recorded myself over Zoom, like what we're doing
Doing
now,
now. Yeah.
basically. And then I just emailed it over to Scott. So what was that like to see somebody else who was seeing and talking to somebody who wasn't visibly there about you?
Yeah. Interesting, actually. It was really interesting to watch because the stuff being fed to you was so accurate and so on the money.
Hmm.
I've heard of medium readings and stuff like that, but I've never really delved into it. But to see that was really fascinating.
And Scott's higher self has her own agenda in a good way,
Well,
in a good
welcome.
way. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome. Welcome to me.
Damn, another one
Yeah.
telling us what to do. But she had some really nice ideas about
did.
starting a basically like a section on my YouTube channel to address this further in different ways. It occurred to me, and I just had this really emotional moment of what if like part of my job is just to help people who have experiences from childhood or whatever that
Exactly.
and then they end up with these abilities and maybe my job is to help validate their abilities.
Well, and yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's when it started happening to me was when I was a kid, is I was 11. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I thought of you, now you're older than the kids I worked with when I worked
Right.
with,
Yeah.
for working with teenagers, some of the more important things to do with them is to see them, like really see them.
Yeah. Physically sit down with them and
yeah, be with them,
Mhm.
connect with them, validate who
Yes.
they are, and normalize it. But I was thinking for you, I didn't think about the higher self reading in that way, but even how Omar showed up and I was like, oh, I see him too. I was hoping to validate for
Yeah.
you.
And you did. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you validate for me stuff that you experience. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. I get it.
Just to change a little bit what we're talking about, I want to talk about fear.
Yes.
Because when I first started really getting into mediumship and experiencing different, and I've experienced, I don't remember a lot of it,
Right.
but there are some things that have been scary, some things that have been amazing, and like everything in between. And mainly it's in between. But I remember a friend giving me some advice, and she said, actively do not be afraid.
Yeah. It's like throwing fuel on a fire, whether it's a spiritual connection or something. If you start fearing it, that fear is going to seed itself. And then that's when that's when you're allowing everything else to just eventually blow out of proportion somehow, some way down the road.
Totally get that. And as I was sitting with the idea of agency, and I'm reworking things in my own mind about myself and how I can help people, and sitting with the idea that some people seem to have, not a lot of people, but anyway, have this like strong sense of like internal agency. As I thought about dealing with my own fear of, oh gosh, what if one of your people's, hey, she seems nice, and decides to, and the idea of agency being like, no, I know who I am. And when I set an intention, I can believe, even though I'm working on this, believe that my intention holds weight, my boundaries hold weight, because I have to believe that they do.
Well, that's one thing I've always struggled, not always. I'm just finally getting around to getting a control on is that the not just the fear of things, it's the unknowns that go with the fear. Because you may know, okay, great, I have schizophrenia, but now a whole new door and world's open now. Symptoms, classifications, it's just a whole nother steam room you have to get through, unfortunately, because there's different types. You have schizophrenia, schizoaffective. I mean, yeah. But for the most part, yeah, the fear can really break you down. Even if you try really hard to just come to terms with it, if you don't have a base, something support underneath you, if you try to make that leap and you don't have that bungee cord attached, you're just going to keep falling. I've been down that rabbit hole a few times.
You would have had to learn the hard
Oh,
way.
yeah.
And you look, it's not like you had normal brain functioning
Right.
visuals
Yeah.
until you were a certain age. And you're like, I've got this base of, I have a
Of
set
what
of
life
skills
is
already.
like.
Yeah. To get back to a quote normal baseline.
Yeah. I've always think and seen differently than other people around me.
Can you like walk down the street and you're like, oh yeah, he's got that too? Do you see the energy of this?
Yeah, I can people's postures and stuff like yeah, I can tell by the energy people give off. Yeah.
Wow.
What they struggle with, what they don't struggle with. Yeah.
Oh, in general, not even
Yeah,
about
not even
this.
just this. Yeah.
Oh,
I can
interesting.
yeah, I can
Hmm.
yeah. I've always been able to do that.
What else can you do?
My mom always said she's glad I wasn't a con artist
Mm.
because I can do an octopus. I can hide myself in groups.
Oh, wow.
I can be with this group of friends and be one way. I can be with this group of friends, be another way. But that's also because of the fact that since 11, I've been seeing and hearing things. I struggled for a long time trying to find my own identity, trying to find out who I was as a person and whatnot. But yeah, other than that,
And some of that's just normal.
exactly human being
Yeah.
behavior, anyways. Yeah.
A lot of us can be chameleon-like.
Yeah.
We want to feel like we fit in or feel
Workplace,
accepted.
whatnot.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I want to make a joke. There are places I've worked, I never cursed. That was a total mask.
Exactly. See?
That isn't me, but I was able to pull it off for the
Same.
most part. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you adapt to your environment
till
for
you make it.
survival kind of
Fake
thing.
it till you make
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it really boils down to is survivability.
Yeah. And like you were saying, quality of life.
Yep.
And yeah. I hear you about the fear though.
Yeah.
that you don't want to feed into that.
You
Even
don't
when
want to feed into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to let it just take over either.
Yeah, it was interesting feeling visited by Omar. Again, not my first rodeo in that way.
No, but still, yeah.
And I had to make a conscious decision, like, I'm not going to let myself be afraid. And I got a little bit of a pep talk from a mentor of mine. I was telling her about, I've been excited about this.
Right.
I've talked
Yeah.
about for weeks. Seriously. And she said, you have to remember that the light is so much stronger than the dark. It's so much more powerful than the dark.
It really
So
is.
they have more to fear of you. Not that I'm going to do anything.
Right,
more
yeah.
connected to the light
Yeah.
thing. So it was interesting to really have it. I had to test it out for myself, and even allowing Omar to come and sniff around my house.
Good to know.
Yeah.
that he stopped by before. Yeah. Just poking the head in,
Yeah.
taking a look around.
Are you okay? Do you
Approve of the
pass?
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like when you bring the boyfriend or girlfriend home to the parents. Hope they approve.
Yeah. Yeah. And part of that is feeling out the energy. Like you were
Exactly.
saying, do I trust the intention of this person? Something feels off, something doesn't feel off.
That's another thing. People say, "Oh, it's a gut feeling." No, I don't think there is such a thing as a gut feeling. I think it's you're in touch with something a little deeper than just, "Oh, my stomach." It's obviously something is giving you a pang of something
With
to
figure of
alert
speech,
you.
but I hear
Yeah.
what you're saying. I was just talking to somebody who I do some kind of spiritual coaching with, and she was saying how she feels so much in her solar plexus area. It was the first time we were really talking about that.
Right.
And so it's not her gut or her this or her that, but she actually feels like when she feels.
Yeah, it tightens right in here.
Yeah.
Right under the diaphragm. Yep. Yeah, it's this just clenching feeling like, oh,
Yeah,
something's not right.
knot, yeah.
Something feels weird. Yeah. It's like like the bad juju feeling, the bad aura. Yeah.
No, you poo the gut part because you maybe feel it so much more, like the totality of you
I was
feels
gonna
it,
say,
not
yeah,
just in your gut. But some people, I think they really do just feel it
in their gut. Yeah.
but you don't.
Yeah.
Totally
No,
get that.
yeah, when it hits me like a freight train, unfortunately. 600 miles an hour.
Thank you for spending this time with me on Mediumship Sparks. I truly believe that with mediumship, the only real limit is our imagination. If this podcast speaks to you, please rate and subscribe. If it could be useful to someone you care about, please share it. If you're interested in a reading or getting some support to navigate the spiritual path you're on or the one you want to be on, I offer a free consultation to discuss what you're looking for and how I can help. Learn more about my readings and classes at connectingwithnoelle.com. Subscribe on YouTube, Connecting with Noelle, for helpful videos and video podcast episodes. Take good care of yourself, and I look forward to being with you again soon.